All right, it's dinners for less than 20 bucks. Tonight we're doing chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cream gravy and green beans. Gonna get the heat under that pan. Got about a quarter inch of canola oil in there. Cooking with that, cooking with canola. We've got some breadcrumbs and some flour and some Killer Hogs AP seasoning. It's essentially garlic and pepper and salt and a few other spices. Got even amounts of that's a cup and a half of flour and a cup and a half of breadcrumbs and some of that Killer Hogs AP seasoning. I'm stirring that up, getting that whisked up together. I've got a couple of eggs and a half a cup of milk. I'm going to dredge the chicken fry meat in that egg and milk mixture. I've got some Killer Hogs in there too, not a lot, just a little. Seasoned the egg wash and also the flour and breadcrumb. We're going to do some instant mashed potatoes. These Idahoan mashed potatoes do up really nice. Going to do a big can of seasoned green beans. Those are really good. I like the instant mashed potatoes. It's easy to do. If you don't want to waste much time, you don't want to buy potatoes and boil them, and peel them and boil them and all that. I want to make sure that the meat, that the cube steak is straightened out, that it's not folded. Then I'm going to dredge it, both sides of it, in the egg wash. I'm going to get flour on both sides of it, then shake off the excess and lay it in my hot oil. Run it about medium high on the heat. You don't want to get this too hot and burn them before you get them cooked through. So we got both of them in there. Oh, we're going to have some iced tea. Yeah, sweet tea, iced tea. You bet. We got 4 of these steaks to do. Get these cooked on one side, flip them over. I've had a few minutes on this side. Flip them to the other side. Cooking in a quarter inch oil. I don't want to submerge them. If you submerge them, breading's going to fall off. So both of these are done. We've had a few more minutes go by. We're getting them good and golden brown. Like I say, we're cooking them on medium heat, so they're cooking for a while. About, 5 minutes per side. They're going to be done in the middle. No pink. I'm going to go ahead and get these other 2 dredged in the egg wash and take them through the flour. We'll speed things up here so we can get through this part. So I think you got that part. This is, like I say, this is a cheap meal. This is under 20 bucks for 4 people, and these are good size chicken fried steaks, good size cube steak. I'm going to go ahead and got these cooked off. I'm going to set them up here on the draining tray and let them drain. I don't want to put them directly on a paper towel. They'll get soggy on the one side. We're going to set these in the oven. I've got the oven all warm. Set these in the oven and keep them warm until we get everything else ready. Alright. Gonna make some cream gravy from scratch. Pepper gravy, cream gravy, either one, whatever you want to call it. Gonna put, again, about a quarter inch of canola oil in this pan. You can use bacon grease. I do. I'm not this time. Getting my oil hot. And I'm going to put, this is probably somewhere around 8 tablespoons of flour in that canola oil. And I'm going to get it hot, get it boiling, get that oil hot, and get that flour cooking. I want to see bubbles. I want to see bubbles all over. I want that oil to be frying that flour, essentially toasting that flour. I'm going to get my whisk out, get that flour incorporated completely in that oil. This is a feel thing. This is it's a thing. You got to kind of feel this, and you'll get used to it. You do it a few times. I've made, I suspect, hundreds of gallons of cream gravy, pepper gravy, and sausage gravy for elk hunters and elk guides over the years at the lodge. I'm going to put a little, I think I need a little bit more flour here, looking at my oil flour mixture, so I'm putting a little more flour in. I want to see it just a little bit thicker. Just seemed just a little bit too thin. Thing about this is you want to toast that flour. It's going to start turning kind of a light caramel color. You'll see the difference in the way it looks. I don't add any salt and pepper until my flour is done cooking, because I don't want to color the mixture. Now you can see we're really cooking here. We got a lot of bubbles. The flour has turned a nice caramel color for us, a nice light caramel color. You can smell it. You can smell the cooked flour now. Here's where I would add salt and pepper. I'm going to add a good bit of pepper here. That shaker's not coming out quick enough for me, so I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of pepper in this thing. It's going to make a good bit of gravy here. We're going to have close to a quart of gravy by the time we're done. This may look like a lot of salt, but it's not. Probably a couple of teaspoons of salt. We've had it on the heat for a while now. We've put some put our salt and pepper in. We're looking for bubbles. We got them. We're cooking that flour. You want this flour cooked. You want to smell it and you want to see that color. You do not want to taste raw flour. So before you put any milk in, make sure you're smelling it and you're seeing it and you're cooking it for a little while. 3 or 4 minutes at least. Then put your milk in. Probably start off there with about 3/4 of a cup. Again, this is a thing that you're going to get used to doing. You won't have to measure. I don't measure anymore. I haven't measured for a long time. This is a feel thing. So, getting it hot. Once this comes up to temperature, it's going to start to thicken. And even here on this video, I'm not really close up, but you'll see here in just a little bit where the gravy, where it starts to make the gravy and it starts to stick to the side of the pan. It'll start to coat the side of the pan. Now you can see it a little bit. Turn the heat up just a little bit so I can get it going a little faster. Now you can see it start to thicken up. You can see it where it's coming up and staying on the side of the pan. It's kind of chunky and lumpy. Don't be scared when it does that. Now you can see there's chunks on the whisk. My flour's starting to seize up. I'm going to put some more milk in. Not a lot. You can add it, but you can't take it out. So add your milk sparingly. Now you can see it's really starting to thicken up good for you. I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. It's coming together pretty good. Turn the heat down to low. And I'm going to let this hang out until I get everything else ready. I'm going to do a spoon test on this here. I'm going to stick a spoon in this, good size spoon. If it coats the spoon and doesn't run off of the spoon stays coated. There you go. I'm going to do it right here. You can see where it's coating the side of the pan. It's taking a little while to run back down the side of the pan where I'm whisking it away. Takes a little bit for it to drip. Now I'm going to stick that spoon in there. Now you can see the back of that spoon is coated. I'm going to run my finger through it so you can see the silver of the spoon. As soon as you can coat a spoon like that, you're done with the gravy. And this is the finished plate. You can see that it's not thin, it's not thick, it's not gloppy, glopped up on top. It's nice and smooth, not running everywhere. Chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes and cream gravy from scratch. There's your cost, $17.27.